say like, I seen that, I want to do that, I'm gonna do it. I did it, right? So the following year, the then art director by the name of Steve Liggett of the space was like, yo, like you really gotta participate in this. And I was actually at Art Prize the day of like the deadline. That's in Grand Rapids, Michigan, right? So at that time, I think the Black Lives Matter movement was really like peaking, and there was a lot. It was just one black or brown, individual after the other, like at the hands of the cops, right? So that also coincided with Terence Crutcher's work, right? So Terence Crutcher and Eric Harris grappling with, their loss, they're being obviously stripped from this community at the hands of law enforcement, was something that was significant. It was a conversation that, as you guys have heard about, like wasn't really being had, right? So I believe that art is a vehicle to empower people to have those conversations. So I did a mural actually on the adjacent building that's owned by an architectural firm that essentially had Terence Crutcher's name on there, it had Eric Harris's name on there, and it hashtagged the Black Lives Matter. It made it big, loud, and bold, and the community really, really responded to it. A little problematic though, because the powers that be weren't really like vibing with that. But it was an oversight on their part in that they reviewed the thumbnails of all the submissions and scaled them down so small that they really didn't know the content that they were like looking at. Mm-hmm. I figured I'm a guest in this space as the Day of the Dead, like that's dope. I wanted to honor that, I wanted to be a part of that, and I wanted to connect in my lane and in my space. And I thought, Terence Crutcher in particular was a gem, what I'm saying, and an individual that was well recognized and had contributed so much to this community. And it was really, really fucked up, essentially, that his legacy was forever marred by the way he exited this realm, what I'm saying? And that overshadowed everything that he did to contribute. And now he's this big bad dude, what I'm saying, that's part of a systemic, re-agitation and a forced, you get the story.
Yeah.
So, long story short, the then gallery manager, it went from 0 to 100 like real quick. Like people were like, yo, like this is amazing, like this is so dope. But on the other side of that was like, yo, this is gonna make a lot of waves, so like we got to do something about this. And so the acting facilities manager of the space said, we don't want to politicize any of this. We're like, man, this isn't a political issue. Long story short, in so many words, everybody kind of had my back, and we're like, for one, the other artist said like, well, if they don't want this mural, they don't want any of these murals, because that's not how we vibe. So I had that solidarity, and I also had the backing of Living Arts Gallery, and they were like, I don't know that you really want to alienate the only black participant in this, in this event. What I'm saying? It's not the best look. So what they did was they waited, wrote it out, because contractually they were obligated for it to stay up for at least a year. And they really hinged what wound up transpiring on that, because almost overnight, a year to the date, like it was gone. And, I got so many irons in the fire, like I didn't see an email telling me like, oh, by the way, due to, some logistical things, another artist is gonna cover your panel real quick. I saw that at like 9 a.m. at a job that I couldn't leave until 3. So it was gone by the time I got off of work. And so the community, first of all, like that was something that, it wasn't for me, it was my service. And it was a beacon, and it was a means, for people to connect with that pain, right? So they were robbed yet again, what I'm saying, in that space. And so essentially what happened, I was gifted yet another opportunity to really, tattoo the city, and to essentially conceptualize a second, iteration of some powerful work that the city really needed.